found this bad boy on my bathroom wall doing a funky dance. Should I squash it? The iPhone's image recognition identifies this as a spotted lanternfly. This is an invasive insect species that is a major threat to agriculture, especially grapes, hops, and various hardwood trees. The funky dance is likely its movement. Health and agricultural authorities in areas where this pest is found strongly advise that you should kill it on site to help control its spread. This is the nymph stage of the insect, which is black with white spots. What is the exact brand of this blanket? I've seen a few models. This is a Hudson's Bay Company point blanket. These high-quality wool blankets, with their distinctive green, red, yellow, and indigo stripes on a white background, are an iconic Canadian product. The points, which are the small black lines woven into the blanket, indicated the size and therefore the value of the blanket in the early fur trade era. They are a famous and historic brand, known for their warmth and durability. What was in my son's bean and cheese burrito? It's some sort of seed pod, very hard with spikes. I'm guessing it was from a weed that just missed quality control. This is a cocklebur seed pod, Xanthium strumarium. It is the burr of a common weed. The hard, spiky burr is designed to attach to the fur of animals to be dispersed. It likely grew in the field where the beans were harvested. During the harvesting and processing, this tough seed pod was accidentally included with the beans and was missed by quality control, unfortunately ending up in the final burrito. While unappetizing, it is not toxic. Found in my kitchen, it's a flexible plastic piece. What could it be from? This is a KitchenAid rubber foot. The commenter has the same thing. This is one of the small, non-slip rubber feet from the bottom of a KitchenAid appliance, most famously their iconic stand mixer. These heavy mixers have several of these rubber feet to keep them from walking across the counter due to vibration when in use, and also to protect the countertop surface. They can sometimes come loose and fall off, especially if the appliance is old or has been moved around a lot. A transparent gelatinous substance is oozing from a cut squash. I thought it was juice or sap, but it's solid, gelatinous, and was not easy to clean off my knife or hands. This is a natural sap from the plant. The squash releases this sap as a defense mechanism to heal a cut or damaged area. The liquid is a sugar-based substance that contains proteins. When exposed to air, it can polymerize and become very sticky and gelatinous, which helps to seal the wound on the plant. It is perfectly normal and is not a sign that the squash is unsafe to eat. Any idea what brand of scrubs this is? I got these scrub pants a long-ass time ago. Super comfy, but I lost a bunch of weight and they don't fit anymore. The tag is long gone. The logo is identified as being from the brand Med Couture. Med Couture is a popular brand of medical apparel, known for its stylish and comfortable scrubs for doctors, nurses, and other healthcare professionals. They are known for using modern, stretchy fabrics and having a more fashionable fit than traditional, boxy scrubs. Knowing the brand name should help you find a new, smaller pair of these comfy pants. Tiny pocket watch. I found it in a used car I just bought. This looks like the face of a small watch, separated from its crystal and band. It is just the main dial and the hands of a small wristwatch. The rest of the watch's case, the crystal that covered the face, and the wristband are all missing. It's a fragment of a watch that has fallen apart and was likely lost under a seat in the car. What is this weird old tool? It's used for working with molten glass. The solution is a pinned auto-moderator comment, but the image and the commenter's statement provide the answer. This is a tool for glass blowing or lamp working. The specific shape of the tool would determine its exact use. It could be a set of jacks for shaping the glass, shears for cutting it, or tweezers for pulling and manipulating the hot, pliable glass. The long handles are to keep the artist's hands safely away from the intense heat of the molten glass. It is a specialized hand tool from the art of glassworking. What is this trap door covering pipes going nowhere? It's in the basement of a house we are thinking about making an offer on. It hinges up away from the wall. This could have been for a sump pump setup. A sump pump is a pump used to remove water that has accumulated in a basement sump pit. The pipes would have been the discharge line for the pump, leading the water outside. This trap door would have provided access to the sump pit and the pump for maintenance. The system may have been decommissioned or replaced with a newer sealed system, leaving this old access door behind. Found this shiny metal screw-top capsule with a plastic glass capsule inside. It was tied with fishing wire to a rock face, about 15 feet off the ground in a remote area of Pennsylvania. It's a novelty keychain for storing holy water. The Etsy listing shows a very similar item. These small waterproof capsules are sold as keychains for carrying a small amount of holy water. However, the commenter has a dark and humorous theory for its strange location. Sounds like someone sealed away a long-forgotten demon in that rock formation, and you just let it out. In reality, it was likely placed there as a geocache, or a strange personal memorial. What's this weird fruit? My grandmother gave it to me. That's a species of gooseberry known as a goldenberry, a Cape gooseberry, or physalis. The fruit is a small, round, orange berry with a sweet tart flavor. The most distinctive feature is the papery, lantern-like husk, or calyx, that encloses the fruit as it grows. The leaves around it in the picture are old and wilting, which is why they are brown. To eat it, you just peel back the papery husk and enjoy the fruit inside. This is a tool from someone's job, found at an estate sale. It looks like a scale or a timer, but doesn't work as either. The inner dial can be pushed in slightly and turned, but it always spins back. That's a magnetic field strength indicator, also known as an analog Gauss meter, made by Michigan Magnetics, Inc. The little inner disc is a magnetized vane on a spring. When you bring the face of the meter near a magnetized object, the magnetic field causes the vane to twist, and the pointer indicates the strength of the field on the 0-1-10 scale. Machinists use it to check parts for residual magnetism after grinding or to check the results of a demagnetizing process. Found in my bathroom, it's only about 3 inches long. It had a felt cover with little elastic hooks holding it on. I have no idea where it came from. This may show my naivete, but I'm mostly certain that's part of a curling iron or something along those lines. Specifically, it could be the clip or a component from a curling iron, a hair straightener, or a set of hot rollers. The felt cover might have been a heat-resistant pad or part of its storage case. Its discovery in a bathroom is a strong clue that it is a fragment from a common hairstyling appliance. I got this freebie from a bank. It's about 2 by 1 inches. Half of the front side has studs, and the entire back side has lines like a washboard. What is it? This is a fidget toy, similar in function to a worry stone. It is a small, handheld object designed for sensory stimulation and stress relief. The different textures, the studs on one side and the washboard-like lines on the other, are for running your finger or thumb against for a tactile calming effect. It's a simple promotional item branded by the bank, meant to be a small, useful gadget for customers to keep on their desk to help with focus or to relieve stress. My wife found this in her aunt's stuff. Her aunt was an antiques dealer. I suggested it was maybe a sewing machine accessory kit. Am I right? Yep, you are correct. This is an antique Singer sewing machine accessory kit. When you bought a high-end Singer sewing machine in the late 19th or early 20th century, it often came with a beautiful fitted wooden box like this one, containing a wide variety of specialized presser feet and attachments. These attachments would allow the seamstress to do things like create ruffles, sew hems, make buttonholes, and perform other complex sewing tasks. It is a wonderful and highly collectible set of vintage sewing tools. These are on my shed door. I've never seen something like this, and I have no clue what this is. Possibly fungi? Eggs? These are eggs, probably spined soldier bug eggs. Many species of insects lay their eggs in neat, geometric clusters like this one. The spined soldier bug is a type of predatory stink bug that is considered a beneficial insect, as it feeds on many types of garden pests. The eggs, which are often barrel-shaped and laid in these tight groupings, are quite distinctive. Found in my kitchen, it's pretty small and magnetic. What is it? This is the tip of a lightning cable, the cable that iPhones used before they switched to USB-C. Specifically, it looks like the magnetic tip from a magnetic charging cable. These cables have a small magnetic tip that you leave plugged into your phone's charging port. The main cable then snaps onto this tip magnetically for charging. This is just the small, detachable tip that has likely broken off the main cable or was pulled out of the phone. What is it? Found in my boyfriend's bed. I thought it was an eyelash at first and got really scared, but it's definitely too long to be an eyelash. This is a down feather from a pillow or a duvet. Down feathers are the soft, fluffy feathers from the undercoating of a goose or a duck. They are prized for their excellent insulation and softness, and are a common filling for high-quality pillows, comforters, and jackets. It is very common for these small individual feathers to work their way through the fabric of a pillowcase or a duvet cover over time and end up loose in the bed. This was my uncle's. It's almost certain to be fake, but I'm still curious about what it could be based on. This is a Bud K Solar Spike Fantasy Knife. Bud K is a mail-order catalog, an online retailer known for selling a wide variety of knives, swords, and novelty weapons, often with a fantasy or mall ninja aesthetic. This is not a practical tool or a historical weapon, but a purely decorative fantasy dagger designed for its cool, futuristic, or aggressive look. It is a collectible display piece, not a functional knife. What's special about it? On the left, I have an older $5 bill, USD, and on the right, I have a current one. Is the one on the left just older? Yep, it's just an older design. The US currency has gone through several redesigns over the years, primarily to add more advanced security features to combat counterfeiting. The bill on the left is from an older series, likely from before the major redesigns of the late 1990s and 2000s that introduced features like larger off-center portraits, color-shifting ink, and security threads. While it looks different, it is still legal tender, though a bank might exchange it for a newer bill. I just bought a used vehicle and noticed the steering wheel seemed worn out. It's not. The steering wheel is able to be peeled off without stripping the material. I noticed this substance on both sides of the steering wheel and other high-touch areas. This is dead skin and oil from dirty hands. Over many years of use, a thick layer of compacted skin cells, oils from the driver's hands, and general grime can build up on a steering wheel and other high-touch surfaces. This layer can become so thick that it can be peeled or scraped off, as you have discovered. It is not the steering wheel material itself that is peeling. A good interior cleaner and a scrub brush should be able to remove this unpleasant buildup. I was walking through the woods and spotted this. What could it be? This is a deer stand, also known as a tree stand. It is a platform used by hunters. The stand is secured to a tree, often 10 to 20 feet up, to elevate the hunter. This provides a better vantage point for spotting deer or other game, and it also helps to keep the hunter's scent above the ground, making it harder for animals to detect them. This looks like a ladder stand type, which has a built-in ladder for easy access to the platform. I found this at the thrift store, and I'm thoroughly confused. What is it? It's the top of a plasma lamp. A plasma lamp, or plasma globe, is a decorative novelty item that consists of a glass globe filled with a mixture of noble gases. In the center is a high-voltage electrode. When turned on, plasma filaments extend from the central electrode to the outer glass, creating a beautiful display of colored light. This dolphin sculpture is the decorative top or enclosure for the glass globe of one of these lamps. It is just missing the base with the power supply and the glass globe itself. I found this while I was walking down the road. What is this? This looks like the gills and the throat from a fish. This is the part of the fish that an angler would remove when cleaning and gutting their catch. The red, feathery parts are the gills, which the fish uses to breathe. It's likely a fisherman was cleaning their fish near the road or a river, and this part was discarded and possibly picked up and then dropped by a scavenger like a cat or a bird. Does anyone recognize this costume? I found this old photo, and I'm wondering if this bear costume is from anything or if it's just someone's homemade costume. That's Billy Bob from Showbiz Pizza Place. Showbiz Pizza was a popular chain of pizza restaurants and family entertainment centers in the 1980s, similar to and a major competitor of Chuck E. Cheese. Their main attraction was an animatronic stage show featuring a band of characters, with the main character being Billy Bob Broccoli, a large, friendly, banjo-playing bear who wore overalls. This is a costume of that iconic character. Found this on my roof deck. Crows leave garbage on my roof deck a lot, but this massive screw bolt left a dent. It had to have been dropped from high up. This is a carriage bolt. It is a type of bolt with a domed head and a square cross-section underneath the head. This square part is designed to fit into a square hole or to bite into wood, which prevents the bolt from turning as the nut is tightened. They are a very common piece of hardware used in construction and for assembling wooden structures. How it ended up on your roof deck with enough force to leave a dent is a mystery, but it is a standard construction fastener. Found this under a kitchen cabinet. What is it? This is a battery pack for a set of strip lights. LED strip lights are a popular and inexpensive way to add accent lighting under cabinets, in closets, or for decorative purposes. For installations where it's not convenient to run wires to a power outlet, these battery-powered packs are used. This pack would hold several AA or AAA batteries and would have a small switch and a wire to connect to the LED strip. What is this on the corner of a new cutting board? It's a little raised area near the corner. What is it for? Assuming those are pointy, it's for grinding up garlic or ginger. This is a small, built-in grater. The raised, textured surface is designed for grating small items like a clove of garlic or a piece of fresh ginger directly on the cutting board. This saves you from having to get out a separate grater, and the juices are collected on the board, ready to be added to your dish. It's a clever integrated feature on some modern cutting board designs. This belonged to my great-grandmother who died in the mid-80s. The metal poles extend and contract. We think it might have something to do with socks based on the text on it. This is a Ruska stocking puller. It is a dressing aid, a device designed to help people with limited mobility or difficulty bending over to put on their socks or stockings. The user would stretch the sock over the frame. They would then lower the device to the floor, slip their foot into the sock, and then pull up on the handles, which would pull the sock up their leg. The link shows a similar model. It is a piece of adaptive equipment to aid in daily living. This is a weird drain cover. I walked past a building site, and all the storm drains had these strange covers over them. What is it? A water treatment facility worker explains, "We use these to keep chemicals from flowing into grates like this. It's a spill containment berm." At a construction site, there is a risk of fuel, oil, paint, or other chemical spills. To prevent these hazardous materials from entering the storm drain system and polluting waterways, these flexible berms are placed over the drains. They create a temporary seal, containing the spill on the surface where it can be cleaned up properly. It is an important environmental protection measure. This is a small dish at a stadium. There were about 4 of them. What is it? This is a Ubiquiti Device Bridge Pro, UDB Pro. This is a high-performance, point-to-point wireless bridge. It is used to create a very fast wireless data link between 2 locations. In a stadium, these could be used for a variety of purposes: to provide a high-speed network connection to a remote part of the stadium where running a cable is difficult, to link security cameras, or for broadcasting data. The dish shape helps to focus the radio signal into a narrow beam for a long-distance, high-bandwidth connection. This is in the kitchen of an Airbnb I'm currently at with family. I'm wondering what they are for, / do. This is an ultrasonic pest controller or repeller. It is an electronic device that plugs into a wall outlet. It is designed to emit high-frequency sound waves that are inaudible to humans, but are claimed to be irritating to pests like mice, rats, and insects, supposedly driving them away. The scientific evidence for their effectiveness is very weak, but they are a very popular and widely sold household pest control product. There are dots under the leaves on my bouquet. Why do some have them and some don't? These are seeds, or more accurately, they are the spores of a fern. Ferns are a type of plant that does not produce flowers or seeds. Instead, they reproduce via spores, which are typically produced in small clusters called sori on the underside of their fronds, leaves. The reason some have them and some don't is likely related to the maturity of the frond. Only the mature, fertile fronds will produce spores. It is a normal part of the fern's life cycle. Ceiling light starter round thing. What's this thing called? I tried searching by the model number on it and can't find anything. I need to get a new one. This is a ballast. A ballast is an electrical component that is required to operate a fluorescent light bulb. Its job is to regulate the current to the lamp and to provide the initial high voltage needed to start the arc inside the bulb. This round, pancake-style ballast is a common type used in circular fluorescent light fixtures. If your light is flickering or not turning on, a failed ballast is a very common culprit. You will need to find a replacement ballast with the same specifications. This appeared outside my house today. What is it? They are marking for underground utility locators. Before any digging or construction work begins, the law requires that the location of all underground utilities be marked to prevent them from being damaged. The different colored flags or paint markings correspond to different utilities: red for electric, yellow for gas, blue for water, and orange for communications, like your fiber optic line. In a couple of days, a crew will likely be coming to install a sign or to do some other work that requires digging, and these markings tell them where it is safe to dig. Found in a storage room, it has a rough, almost coral-like feel to it and a flat back. The white parts are smooth. What is it? This is a whalebone carving, and the eyes are most likely ivory. This is a piece of Inuit or other Arctic indigenous art. Carving bone, ivory, and soapstone is a traditional art form in these cultures. The rough, porous texture is characteristic of aged bone. The link shows a similar example. These carvings are highly collectible, but the sale and transport of items containing marine mammal parts like whalebone or ivory are often heavily restricted by law, so it's important to be aware of the regulations. My neighbor has this on their door. It's written in chalk across the top of their door. What is the purpose? It's a Christian tradition for Epiphany called chalking the door. Epiphany, celebrated on January 6th, is the day that commemorates the visit of the Magi, the wise men, to the baby Jesus. The formula, such as 20 plus C, C plus M plus by T plus O 24, has two meanings. The numbers represent the year. The letters stand for the traditional names of the wise men, Casper, Melchior, and Balthazar, and also for the Latin phrase, Christus mansionem benedicat, which means, may Christ bless this house. It is a house blessing for the new year. Just moved. What is this thing circled? This is in the kitchen of our new home. It's on the garbage disposal side of a two-basin sink. This is a dishwasher air gap. It is a plumbing safety device. The drain hose from your dishwasher runs up to this fitting, and then a second hose runs from this fitting down to the garbage disposal or the sink drain. The air gap creates a physical break in the drain line. Its crucial purpose is to prevent dirty water from your sink from ever being siphoned back into your clean dishwasher, which would be a serious health hazard. It is required by plumbing codes in many areas. What type of antenna is this? Seen on a vehicle with a regular CB antenna. This is a digital receiver type antenna. It is likely for either satellite internet or satellite radio. The low-profile, dome-shaped housing is characteristic of antennas that need to receive a signal from a satellite orbiting overhead. While the long whip antenna is for two-way CB radio communication, this second antenna is a receive-only antenna for a service like Sirius XM satellite radio or a mobile satellite data system. What is the name of this book? The book is Middlemarch, by the English author George Eliot, the pen name of Mary Ann Evans. First published in 1871, it is a classic of English literature and is considered by many critics to be one of the greatest novels ever written in English. The story is a sweeping portrait of life in a fictional English provincial town, exploring themes of social change, politics, religion, and the status of women. Help! This came with my Switch case. What is it? According to the YouTube video, this is a simple stand for your Nintendo Switch. It is a small, foldable plastic stand that allows you to prop up the Switch console on a tabletop for playing in tabletop mode. This is especially useful if you want to play with the detached Joy-Con controllers and don't want to use the console's own, somewhat flimsy, built-in kickstand. It's a common and useful accessory that is often included with third-party carrying cases for the Switch. Thought it was a magnet. What is it? This is a bookmark. Specifically, it looks like a magnetic bookmark. It would consist of two magnets connected by a thin piece of folded cardstock or plastic. To use it, you would slip it over the top of your page, with one magnet on each side of the page. The magnets would then hold the bookmark securely in place, so it won't fall out like a traditional paper bookmark. The commenter, who has several similar ones, confirms this identity. What was the weirdest object for you? Let me know in the comments and share this to test your friends. If you love uncovering these mysteries, hit like and subscribe. Your support helps us find more curious explorers like you. Stay curious.